Look at these loads.
So, as I was going through the video clips that I filmed during my second year in China, I quickly realized that I filmed much less than during the previous year. Probably because I was busier with work and actual video projects, but also maybe because I was getting used to China and Shanghai and probably less impressed with the weird and funny things around me. But I still ran into some interesting moments from time to time, like this one day where I came home to this.
So I'm coming home to this messy kitchen.
About a week earlier, I called the landlord because my water heater stopped working. And instead of trying to fix it, he just decided to buy a new one, a bigger one. So he was going to need more space in the cupboard to fit the new water heater. So
my landlord had the brilliant idea to break a big metal pipe right here that went up to here without having a single idea what it was for.
And the old man didn't even try to make a good clean job, like cutting the pipe with a grinder or some kind of pipe cutter. He just went at it with a hammer and a chisel like a f***ing savage. He was going at it almost blindly. I wish I had filmed that moment because it was quite interesting to see this old man wearing a tank top hammering the pipe away and pieces of rusted metal pipes flying everywhere in my kitchen. And I even thought about saying something, but then my Mandarin is very limited. It was even worse back then. And I thought, you know, he's the landlord. I'm not going to tell him what to do with his own property. And plus, I thought he probably knows what he's doing. But nope, he was completely clueless. It turns out that the pipe he was hammering away was actually the drain of the upstairs neighbor. Awesome, right? So when he found out what the pipe actually was, he had to call a plumber to come as quickly as possible to fix the pipe, at least temporarily. And this is what I got.
So now I have this temporary thing sending water in my kitchen sink until they put another pipe. Eventually, hopefully, they will replace my water heater as well.
So I had the water from the upstairs neighbor's drain funnel and redirected in my kitchen sink. And then 3 or 4 days later, I got home to the mess I showed you before and this situation.
Just as I'm coming home, I'm told that, oh, by the way, you don't have any running water because apparently the problem extended to the bathroom. So right now everything's a mess. I don't have running water until soon, I hope. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might have to find a place to stay, maybe a hotel room or a friend's place. But yeah, this is awesome. As one of my friends just told me a couple of minutes ago when I told him about the story, well, this is your Chinese life experience, so it's amazing. Amazing.
So yeah, it took another 2 or 3 days before I could get running water again. And then the new water heater was crap. It didn't give me proper pressure and the water was never really getting super hot. But anyways, not everything was always dramatic like this. I did run into a bunch of interesting moments, especially when I was wandering around the neighborhood. Like this guy fishing in this little urban river. Now the first thing that impressed me is how this guy was relaxed and confident standing on this little edge about 12 feet above the water level of this dirty river. And the second thing is, I would never eat fish coming out of the Huangpu River, which is the big river that separates Shanghai. Even less coming out of this dirty brown water canal in the city. Now talking about a good catch, during my few years in China, I learned how Chinese people love a good catch. Discounts, freebies, and stuff like that. And companies obviously use that to attract new customers. One time I saw about 10-15 people waiting in a line to get a free pair in exchange for downloading an app or something like that. Would you wait in line for free fruit? I wouldn't. But one day that phenomenon truly blew me away. I happened to walk by this little mall on the opening day of a new tea shop.
A new tea shop just opened.
Now, as a way to celebrate their opening day, they pulled kind of a little promotional stunt. I think they were offering free cups of milk tea or something like that to whoever came by. But check out the commotion it created And mostly, check out how big the queue was. Check this out. Let's think about it for a moment. The average milk tea in China is about 10 to 15 yuan. Now maybe this one is a fancy shop, so let's say 20 yuan, but still, like those people are probably waiting like an hour, probably even more, just to get a free cup of tea. This is insane. This is crazy, right? Like, how much do you value your time to wait that long for a cup of milk tea? But beyond good deals and freebies, Shanghai people love their pets. And they love to dress them up and make them fashionable too. So when I saw this one across the street, I had to go meet the owner and take a closer look at the colorful beast. Look at this. Pink ears, a t-shirt, denim jumper, but mostly look at the shoes. Look how comfortable that pooch seems to be in his trendy little sneakers. I wish I could hear what the dog is thinking. But I would say that during my second year in China, most of my interesting encounters and funny sights happened during my evening or night bike rides around Shanghai. Once there was this fight I happened to witness because one of the two guys involved almost hit me with his car. Basically, the tall, skinny guy was trying to flee. The older man was running some kind of weird, sketchy business where he was charging people to park their car in a part of a compound that he didn't even own or rent or manage in the first place. But the fight quickly turned into some loud argument where everybody felt entitled to chime in and give their opinion on the situation. And as you can see, the older man was holding on to the tall, skinny guy's jacket with a firm grip. And basically he was not gonna let go until he gets his money. And I think it was 30 yuan or something like that, or until the police gets involved. But after watching and waiting for about 15 minutes, nothing really happened, and I got fed up, so I just left. So we're never gonna find out the outcome. Sorry. And another night, it was quite late, I think it was around 2 a.m. I saw this woman on the side of the street with her scooter, a big basket full of live ducks, and a big metal pot. And she kind of had their little rig set up just like that on the side of the street, and she was basically killing ducks and using her big pot with boiling water to remove the feathers, just right there on the street. It was super strange, like, why there? And why in the middle of the night? It was really sketchy and a bit nasty, to be honest. And there was this old man that I saw many times running around my neighborhood. He's always running and always wearing something weird, like a shirt that's too small for him, or ripped into shreds, or a woman's blouse that he's wearing backwards, like in this case here. I also made a new friend.
哎，你好。是这里。你好。
Oh, and I never get tired of those. Like, sometimes I would see them on the street and start like racing with my bike just to get ahead of them so I can catch them and film them coming, like in this case.
Look at these loads. It's crazy.
One night I was in Hong Kong and I saw locked on the side of the street a bicycle with a big Buddha poster and some kind of little speaker that was playing in a loop a Buddhist prayer chant. It would play all night long. I went back to Hong Kong many times since then and I kept seeing it locked at different places around Kowloon. It really creates a strange atmosphere to have this music playing over this quiet night on a deserted corner of Hong Kong. I also spent a few weeks in the province of Guangdong for work in a small town just outside of Shenzhen, where I saw for the first time in my life a chicken shepherd. And talking about chicken, during that year in China I got myself this 3-axis gimbal stabilizer thing to get smoother shots. And the first time I tried it was this way. A dancing bug that looks like it was made of leather. And this scene in the hotel lobby. Now, I know you can pretty much see this kind of scene happening anywhere in the world, but it's fairly common in China because Chinese guys love competitive and binge drinking when they get into it. Not sure, but I think this guy was partying on red wine. What do you think? And there was this guy I was working with who wanted me to teach him a few English words. And this is what he wanted to start with.
I like to do artist.
Yeah, I like your tits.
I like do artist.
I mean, that's the first thing anyone should learn, right? Gotta start with the basics. Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this second compilation. The third one will be up soon, and